in a while since I've done this, so I got to make sure I don't mess it up.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I want to get back into doing it. So, um,
All right, so there's the YouTube one. Checking on the Twitch.
yep, we're live on Facebook. We're doing it live.
Let's do it live.
So, and then Twitch.
Still not seeing. There we go. We're live on Twitch.
Good.
And I don't know if you checked YouTube, but I'm checking it now. And we're live there too.
Good.
All right. So that being said, you ready?
Ready?
All right. Let's go to that. Go to that. All right. Let's just make sure that since I haven't done this in a minute, that all right. Looks good. Everything looks good. All right. Good. So how you doing over there, Oz? It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I've been busy traveling, and then all that other fun stuff.
Yeah, I know how you feel when it comes to having too many things to do to take you away from the gaming that you want to do.
Yes, and that's always sad. So
Very, very sad. So if you guys aren't aware, this is the Gaming Watch Weekly, show 27 for March 15th, 2020. Greetings, citizens of the internet. Like I always say, I'm Static Buzz. With me is Oz. And this is our gaming news, video game news show that we do every week to get you caught up on the news. So when you go into Monday, you know what happened last week.
And as what's happened the past couple of weeks since I've been busy.
Yeah, since we missed a couple. So some of this might be a little bit old, but we're going to go over it anyways. So let's get the bad out of the way first. How do you feel about that?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, it needs to be done.
It needs to be done. All right. I call this one COVID-19 versus the gaming industry.
It's a good name for it.
So first, GDC was canceled due to concerns over the coronavirus. Kind of saw it coming because coronavirus is big right now, and that's a couple weeks from now.
Yep.
So we saw that coming. The GDC group is talking about streaming on their Twitch channel some of the stuff that they would have shown in the convention. So nothing finalized there, but if you're interested in GDC and you want to see what's going on, maybe subscribe or follow whatever it is on Twitch to their Twitch channel, and you should be good there. All right, so then over the last week, E3 was canceled, which we kind of expected.
Yep. Once Blizzard and all of them announced they were not doing it due to health concerns, it was the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, so. when PlayStation backed out and Ubisoft backed out and all those other ones started backing out, it was kind of the thing that is kind of worrisome about E3 being canceled is there's a lot of people, and I think you're one of these that believes that maybe E3 just won't be a thing moving forward.
So I think it'll still be around, but it might turn into a digital thing where they just release the stuff, the trailers and stuff. I don't know. I mean, a good thing about E3 is going there and playing the demos. So I don't know. I mean,
well,
it's one of those things. I'm kind of on the fence. If this is successful, I mean, it could be a possibility if they do a virtual E3. So
there's a lot of networking that goes on at E3 too, where developers that are trying to get publishers and that kind of stuff. They meet there. So I don't know what will replace that. There is more news later on, so we'll just kind of gloss over that a little bit. There is a belief that the next gen Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 will be delayed due to manufacturing being affected by the coronavirus. If they were getting it from China,
I mean that's a possibility that it could be delayed. I mean further down in our top discussions later, I mean there are things that could potentially be delayed due to this issue going on. So
yeah, definitely. I I would strongly believe that these will get delayed, but we won't hear about it because they haven't released official dates. They have given windows, so if it gets past the window that they expected, then we will know that it was delayed. But if it's not past the winter holiday season, then who knows?
Well, I mean, there's a lot coming down the pipe later in the year. So, I mean, I think the most current game coming out right now is Doom. So
yeah, Doom's coming out next week.
Yeah, I think so.
And then,
yeah.
Neo 2 came out on Friday, which I've been doing Let's Plays, so if you're interested in that, go watch those. Shameless plug, gotta do it.
Gotta do it.
Then at the end of the month, we have Persona 5 Royale. So, not Royale, Royal, sorry. Oh, Battle Royales have ruined me for saying that right. Royal. Persona 5 Royal. So, those are games we can look forward to. You can do some Doom Eternal, or
I'm thinking I'm gonna pick it up. So just because I like Doom. I didn't do the last one because I was just like, there's other stuff going on. This one I think I will. So
cool. All right, so you want to go ahead and jump into the next article? Let's get on to some more positive.
So CD Projekt Red is talking about the next big thing after Cyberpunk, and they haven't quite I don't think they've quite said yes, we're doing it, but they're saying the focus is they're working on the next Witcher. So Witcher 4 is kind of in there. It's going to be single player, which is good. I don't like any of those type of games to be online. But
let me correct you on a little bit. The person that did this interview, you must have got your information in a little bit different spot than I did. The guy who gave the interview said it specifically will not be called The Witcher 4. If it is anything, it'll probably be a spin-off and won't have Geralt in it. They didn't say that much, but they said it would not be called The Witcher 4.
This one actually says it won't be called Witcher 4, but it does not say it won't have Geralt in it.
Yeah.
It just says, but I hope it has Geralt in it. I mean, he's what makes it good. I mean, I mean, unless you're going to follow Ciri, I mean, that would be good. You know?
I never finished Witcher 3, so if Ciri is still around and a viable character, then I could see them going with her.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Geralt. I mean, he was the protagonist for all of them up till now. So I don't know. I like his personality. I mean, it kind of fits. But it could go down the path of following Ciri, which that'd be great. But basically, they're saying their two main focuses right now are Cyberpunk 2077 and the Witcher series. Which is good because those two games, I think, pretty much keep them afloat right now. So
indeed, that's definitely what they want to do. He also went on to say that the main teams are focused on multiplayer for Cyberpunk and extra content for Cyberpunk, and the smaller team is the one that's starting the new single player project. So,
and that's fine. And for me, take your time with it. I'm not in any hurry to get into another Witcher at this point. So it's like, get it done right. Then, there's plenty of other games coming down the pipe that I can focus on. But I just want it to be done right. Not to go and kick any other horses or games, but, I don't know, Fallout or Mass Effect, those.
Don't kick any roaches.
Yeah. No rad roaches.
I was thinking more along the line of the horse in Witcher 3.
Roach.
Sorry, that went right past you, didn't it?
Yeah, I didn't even catch it.
I guess it wasn't that funny then. All right. Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to PC. It's listed on Steam as summer 2020. It will also support ultra wide. It was confirmed by Annie, a developer. She just said Annie on the Steam forum. And I was happy to see that the devs were active on Steam. They just need to be careful. There's a lot of trolls out there.
Yeah.
I also heard that there was some Sony fanboys that got a little upset that this was actually coming to PC. Like they didn't want to share their toys.
Well, I mean, I get it, but the fact when it comes down to specific platforms for a title, you really limit who's gonna play it. Not everybody's gonna own every platform because let's face it, that gets a little pricey if you don't have the disposable income.
Exactly.
So release it across the board. I don't care if you release it on PlayStation first and keep it there for a little while and then give it to me. That's fine, but you're not 3 years old and not willing to share. I mean, share, man. And we all want to play the games and enjoy the games. So,
Yeah, at this
whatever.
point, I think it's like 2 years old now. So, I mean.
Yeah, and I mean, I have not played it. I have loved what I have seen of it, and I was going to buy it, because it came up on sale in my email. But then I saw this and I was like, no, I'm going to play it on the superior PC than on the PlayStation. So
it's a great game. I enjoyed every minute of it. So you should.
Looking forward to it. So yeah, I'm definitely excited about that.
Anybody else out there who hasn't played it, you should go and play it. And play it in that true 4K, which this next game's not going to be.
No, well, only sounds like on this specific platform. So, Doom Eternal will not run in true 4K on Stadia. So, basically, just to cut straight to it, Doom on Stadia will run at 1080p at 60 frames per second on HD and upsample to 2160p from 1080. So basically, in other words, it's not true 4K. It's just being ramped up. So not natively. Yeah, basically. And okay, I mean, I kind of like these streaming services because of kind of like the NVIDIA Now. I really like that for being on the road. But yeah, I can understand, not every game playing well 4K on a streaming service. But, this was one that if it could have done it, would have been badass. I'm just saying, like, if this could have done it on Stadia or if they do port it over to NVIDIA Now, this playing on 4K would have been awesome. Just saying.
Well, am I mistaken, or didn't id Software pretty much say it was going to run in 4K and all that stuff when they first announced it?
But that's
Stadia?
Well, I don't know. I didn't dive that deep into it. I just saw that and I was like, oh, really? So they said 4K, but I don't think they true 4K. True 4K. I think they kind of just put a bow on it and said
4K. Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah, 4K. And then when you look at it, you're like, oh, you're cheating. You're totally cheating. That's okay though. I mean, for a streaming service, whatever. I'm gonna get it, play it natively on my machine. But yeah, so that's kind of a bummer.
But PlayStation, even on the PlayStation Pro, does a lot of the cheating as well with their checkerboard and stuff like that. So
yes,
it's not uncommon, and as long as it looks good, and runs good, why would you care? I mean, it's.
Well, there are people out there that want that 4K for everything. For me, I don't care as long as I can play it on the highest setting or close to the highest setting. I have a slightly aged graphics card, not too bad, but it's a little aged. I mean, I'm good. I mean, I don't need that 4K. I mean, one of these days, would I like a full 4K machine? Sure, but whatever. That's a different story for a different day.
Yeah, and those people probably already have the rig that they need to run everything in max settings. So,
yeah. I mean, it just would have been nice had this ran in true 4K on Stadia. But again, you and I have sampled Stadia, and it's not where they said it was going to be at this current time. So I don't think a lot of companies are going to focus heavily on Stadia at this moment.
I agree, and I'm just doing a quick fix right here, but go ahead, keep going.
I think NVIDIA Now is by far the superior streaming for gaming And there's still a little bit of bad news about that down later on. But
yeah, it's definitely got some bad news for that platform. I like that platform too. So yeah,
I absolutely like GeForce now, or Nvidia now. It's definitely superior to Stadia.
Yeah, and since you can play your Steam games and all that stuff, it just
why the hell not? And
exactly.
I mean, if you own it, you port it in, and it asks you, where do you own it? Ports it in, good, play it, boom, done.
Exactly. All right, so this other one kind of came out of nowhere, and I don't even know if you saw this because you've been kind of busy, but
I saw it, I just didn't read into it.
All right, so Call of Duty Warzone stealth release. So Call of Duty Warzone was announced on March 9th and released on March 10th. I didn't even hear any rumors or leaks or anything about this. Nothing. Nope. So what Call of Duty Warzone is, it's a new battle royale game from Activision. It supports up to 150 players, adds a plunder mode into its battle royale mode. You have the standard battle royale where you get the 150, split them into 75 player teams, or no, not 75 player teams, 4 player teams, and then let them go at it. And then plunder is the same thing, like 4 player teams. I think it's 4 player. And you race to collect money, and the way you get money is by killing other players and taking their money, or doing contracts, which I don't know what the contracts are because I played a little bit, but I only played the battle royale mode and on that. So, and it's free to play too. So, it's free to play if you have Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Any of your unlocks there for your operators and stuff roll over into this, so that's kind of interesting. Like I said, I'm
not a Call of Duty guy, so
I tried to play it. I should say I did play it a couple times, and I ended up with some teammates that didn't know how to land together and play together, so it was short-lived. And I just did it to jump in and try it to see what it was all about, and I didn't have a whole lot of time when I did it, but seems to be a solid battle royale game. If you enjoy those, give it a try. Free to play, can't beat it.
True, very true.
And why don't you roll into this next one?
All right. So, I don't know about you, but when I saw this, I was kind of excited because I enjoyed playing this game when I was younger. So, Worms is returning in 2020 and promises big changes. So, basically, there was a tweet sent out from, Team 17, saying that they're working on it, and it should be coming out this year, and it's just going to be a big overhaul, graphically and whatever. But I don't know. I spent a lot of time playing this back in the day, or at least the original Worms. So, when I saw this, I was like, this will be at least a nice thing to talk about. But when it comes down to it, they're not giving us a lot of details. It was basically just a little blurb, and it said more to come, So stay tuned if you're into that type of game. I loved like the Holy Hand Grenade and all of that stuff back in the day. So
this is not one of the games that I got into. I played it. It wasn't for me. I'm more into the RPGs and stuff like that. You guys know this already. But I'm always glad when they make another game in a series that's beloved like this, instead of like a remake and going back. I like the newer games as long as they stay true to it and innovate on it. Then that's what they should be doing. It's always good. Did you play the game that came out in 2016?
A little bit. I mean, I enjoyed it. I'm just hoping this goes back to the original. Keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, keep us updated on the news for that one.
Sure.
Speaking of a game that was beloved in my childhood, Blade Runner to be enhanced for consoles and PC via Steam. So the classic point-and-click adventure game is said to be getting a restoration on the Hollywood Reporter site. The site says Night Dive Studios and Alcon Entertainment will bring a modern restoration of the 1997 point-and-click adventure to the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch, and of course the previous mentioned Steam.
Hmm.
I heard the source code for this was missing. So how they're doing this, I don't know. It's a restoration and not a rebuild. So I was reading that they have some kind of technology to go into the game and pull out code or
Hmm.
something. That would be kind of cool. I was kind of hoping they would rebuild it from scratch and make it to true 4K or something, because that would just be epic. This game was awesome.
Yeah, I mean that kind of reminiscent of Knights of the Old Republic when there's that team out there rebuilding it, and to make it up to today's standards. I played that game I don't know how many times, but to see them like redo Blade Runner and go back and try to redo these old games, it's pretty cool, And especially when there are people out there who said, "Oh, it can't be done or shouldn't be done." It's like, well, I disagree. If you can make it better, why not? If you can bring it up to today's standards, why not? So
Well,
yeah, this one will be fun.
yeah, here's the problem with this one, and I'm going to open up Steam just to see, but I don't think you can get this one on Steam. I think that this game is not available anywhere that I've seen. Oh, maybe it's on GOG. I think maybe I saw
Hmm.
it there. I still have the discs for it, and I can't install it because the newer versions of Windows won't run it. No matter
Oh
what I
yeah.
do, it's just not compatible. Even go on compatibility mode, all that stuff, it just will not run it. So I'm gonna check out GOG, but if they're gonna remake it, there's no point in me buying it again. So,
True.
um, but yeah, I love this game. This game was awesome, and I wanted to do like a let's play series on it because it's one of my favorite games when I was growing up, and it's just I couldn't get it to run. I was actually thinking about building up a Windows 98 box just for this and doing
Yeah.
that.
Oh, you remember I was trying to do some older game playing on like Dragon Age Origins, and it kept crashing. These older games just don't want to play nicely on the newer OSs and the newer hardware,
No, they
which is
don't.
sad.
It
Which
is.
is really sad because it's like I really wanted to get through a let's play of the Knights of the Old Republic and a playthrough on Dragon Age Origins, but it just didn't. I couldn't get through with it because every time I turned around, it crashed, and then I had to start over or go from the last save point, and it was like I just got tired of it. So I was like, yeah, unfortunately, it just isn't supported. So
Yeah,
hopefully at some point.
I feel you there. I was trying to play Sacred 2 recently on my Steam version, and it kept crashing on me, and it's like yeah, I'm with you. I'm looking up GOG, and Blade Runner's $10 right on there, and
Wow,
it looks pretty
that's
good
not
for
bad.
being a 1997 game. I mean, I'm not mad at it. But do you want to go into some more GeForce Now news?
So yeah, sure. So unfortunately, 2K Games has pulled Borderlands, XCOM, Civ, and and that from GeForce Now or Nvidia now, but GeForce Now. As of I think it was Friday, G2 or 2K pulled the BioShock series, Civilization, Borderlands, Mafia, and many more. So basically, they pulled their entire
Library, yeah.
their IP library off of GeForce, GeForce Now, which is kind of sad because I had imported a lot of those into my library and was like, well, if I have an extended road trip, I'll play maybe some BioShock or something. But no, they said no. They are, however, working with 2K to re-enable it in the future, but it didn't give as a reason why or any. But it did say there were other studios that did it as well.
Oh yeah,
That had
there's been
pulled it.
quite a few. Blizzard did it.
So,
I think Blizzard put
yep.
theirs back on. But there's been quite a few. Say
Capcom,
Capcom.
Squeenix,
Yep.
so which is disappointing as to like why. I mean, this is Nvidia, so you run your games on their GPUs.
Yeah, and
Why
you've
are you
already
pulling
bought
from
it.
their- Yeah, so why can't I do that?
Because they want you to buy it again, but that's not how the service works.
No, I mean, if I already own it, all I'm doing is playing it via this. So hopefully they could come to some sort of compromise on it.
It's
Maybe.
really no different than using what do they call that, Steam TV or whatever, where you're playing it from your computer on your TV in the front room.
Yep.
Except for it's not in your front room; it's on the road. And
Yeah.
so, well, hopefully before you go back on the road, they get this resolved and you'll be able to play those games.
Well, right now I got a couple of weeks of being grounded due to Corona, so or COVID, so I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, this when I just saw this, I was kind of taken back, where I was like, why? This is by far the superior streaming process. They put a lot of time and effort and money into it, and all of a sudden you're like, no. And if it is due to you want me to rebuy the Division 2, even though I already own it on Ubisoft, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to repay $60 just to play a streamable version of it.
Right, I agree with you there.
It's like, come on, man. Let's not be greedy. You already got your money. I'm already paying for the streaming service. Maybe they need to up the cost and give a little bit to, the IP holders, but they're not the ones streaming it, so they're not the ones that are putting it on the backbone. So I don't know, but they need to hurry up and figure it out, because 2K has a nice library of games. So when you're pulling XCOM and Borderlands and Civilization, which I spent a lot of time playing Civilization back in the day,
and that'd be a perfect game to play on your phone, because it's turn-based. You don't have to worry about being twitchy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. First thing that came to my mind when I saw what GeForce Now was actually doing was, how are they doing it? How are they getting away with letting you stream these other games from these other platforms? Are they giving the platforms a cut, or what are they doing to do that? And maybe that's what they did, is they gave the platforms a cut, like the Steam and the Epic Game Store and those, and gave them a cut when you put your game on their service or something. But does it need to go back to the publisher or the game maker? You would think that maybe if anybody's making money, they should make at least some. I don't know.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's rough. It's rough.
It is, and it's again affecting the customer. Them, it's just monetarily, which I think is extremely unfair. Whatever.
Well, I mean, would you say maybe not buy the game again, but would you maybe pay $2 or $3 be able to play it on their service? I don't know. I mean, you're already paying, if you got it, you're already paying $5 a month for it, right? So, I don't know.
Like I said, maybe it's just one of those where they got to increase the cost of the service. Make it more towards what you would pay for, like, I don't know, Hulu or whatever. And I don't know, though.
Would you pay for it, though?
And if as long as it's reasonable, okay. But if it starts getting to this unreasonable amount, probably not.
What would that amount be for you?
I don't know. Like, I would have to sit down and think about, like, okay, how often am I going to use it? So if I'm on the road more, it might be one of those services I start and stop, as well. So I don't know. We'd really have to sit down and crunch numbers and go, okay, this is reasonable, this is unacceptable.
Because at a certain point, it's just like, why not just get a Switch or a gaming laptop or something?
I mean, that's what it comes down to, So but it shouldn't come down to that. I should be able to play. I mean, that's why I think it's such a great product, is I can play it on a crappy business laptop that has integrated GPU, where I don't have a standalone graphics card, but I can still play it well through the streaming service.
Right.
So
don't let Intel hear you talking bad about their integrated graphics card.
Well, I mean, they know. I mean, that's why gamers have to have external graphics cards.
Well, that's why they're starting to take them off of their CPUs.
Yeah.
All right, so the next story goes back into E3 being canceled and everything, and
Yep.
Rocksteady was set to announce 3 new games at E3. That was before it was canceled.
Yep.
According to Kotaku, Rocksteady planned to announce 3 games at E3. These included the next Batman game, the Arkham City stuff, a Harry Potter game, and a new unknown title. I guess we'll have to wait and see, and if they get announced, if at all, I don't know. But you would think that they would still announce some. They probably got videos already being created or created, and they'll probably just push them out when they're ready to go. But I don't know. It goes back to that: who's going to do what around E3?
Yeah, with this whole thing going on, there's a lot of uncertainty out there. Not to get off topic, but like with my company, with what's going on and what I do, all of a sudden it's like, how do we operate in this environment? A lot of companies haven't had to face this before. So if my company is going through it, I know these video game companies are going through it, where it's like, okay, this is how we get our product out there and get it talked about and build the hype. So, I don't know what's going to happen. I wish I had that magic 8-ball and go, okay, don't worry, everything's going to be okay, guys, I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to come down to this year. Unfortunately, there's not going to be a lot of demo plays. It's just going to be, here is our trailer, and maybe the big name guys that, do YouTube and whatnot might get downloadable demos to install and play for a short period of time and then give their feedback. I don't know at this point. It's just, there's too many variables.
Yeah. Hey, just to put it out there, if there's any developers that want us to test games, just let us know. We'll be happy to
give you another shameless plug.
Give you some exposure out there. Well,
I get it. I mean, I just wish I knew what to say, but again, we'll weather the storm. The industry will weather the storm like we always have. It's just right now we don't know how it's gonna handle in this period of let's not travel and let's not expose people to this. So, I don't know, but I'm thinking it's just gonna be, trailers and hype. Basically, a lot of hype train this year, I think.
Bring the hype! Definitely bring the hype.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one needs some hype. I don't know if it's going to get some hype, but tell us what's up.
All right. So Fallout 76 Wastelanders won't override the base game story. So if any of you have played the base game, you basically exit the vault, and you kind of find these tapes along the way that kind of fill in the story. Well, I watched the video of like someone exiting the vault, and all of a sudden there's 2 NPCs down there talking about wanting to get in the vault and all of that. But I guess you're still following the story of the tapes you put in there. You just now have NPCs to deal with. And funny enough, one of there's I think 2 NPCs that are voiced by Jay and Silent Bob, which is really funny.
Nice.
But they're not the whole Jay and Silent Bob banter, But you can definitely tell it's Jay's voice. So I don't know. I was really hoping there was going to be more with the NPCs, but it sounds like it's a lot of dialogue-driven stuff. I don't know. I didn't watch the whole video because it was really long, so I kind of skipped through it just to find the good highlights in it. But it's still, I think it's going to bring some added change. Fill out the world a little bit. Have some raiders in it finally. Like NPC raiders and what. So I think that'll be good. This might actually. I would be actually willing to reinstall it and try it just because of this, because it might actually be that. This might be the redemption of it. I'm not gonna say it is. I'm just saying maybe a small maybe, because this is still like my favorite horse to kick while it's down. It's this game along with Anthem, but
they're both still trying.
Yeah, they're still trying, and they need to. I mean, personally, for me, I'd have dumped this project and started focusing on, Fallout 5, the
Elder
single
Scrolls.
player, or Elder Scrolls, which we desperately need an Elder Scrolls after, the Dovahkiin. But, I'm going to probably give it a try and maybe do a Let's Play on it or something.
Yeah, do that.
Just,
That'd be interesting to see where
just
it is.
Because, I really wanted this game to succeed. I bought the elevated edition and all of that stuff, and then was deeply disappointed when it was basically a turd. That's the only way I can put it. And they've been trying to polish the turd ever since. But I am a little bit excited for it. A little bit excited.
Well, I mean, if it does have the actors that played Jade and Silent Bob in there, and I don't remember their names off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up.
But that means that they're putting some money into.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing if it's to survive and get out of its murky history. So maybe this is what gets it over the hump for you and makes it immersive and makes it playable. You never know.
Yeah, it has to be something, because I didn't like the story. I mean, from the get-go, coming out of the vault, like, you relate to the party, everyone's already gone. All of a sudden, you're, like, picking up these tapes going, oh, I gotta go find the overseer. And she's just always a couple steps ahead of you, type thing. It's like, okay, but where's the side quests? Where's that, it took you forever to complete the game because every side quest you did before you did main story. So I don't know, man. I'm just hoping this can kind of start building it up to something. I don't know. I really just don't know. But I'm glad to see they're actually trying still.
Well, I think they're still making money on it, so they'll keep trying.
There's some true diehards, man, that just aren't ready to...
Yeah, they won't till something else comes out.
True.
All right, so the next one is another E3 story. Devolver Video plans to do a live stream that they're calling Devolver Digital Direct. In a tweet from Devolver Digital, man, I'd say that 5 times fast. Yeah. They stated the following. The week of E3 has already been a big part of... has always been a big part of what we do and are genuinely bummed about the cancellation of the event itself. Lots to juggle, but right now we plan on having a live stream Devolver Direct, press conference, and possibly more. The more interesting thing for me when I was looking at the tweet was they had a picture on it, and I didn't recognize where the picture was from, but it was Keanu Reeves sitting down in a white tiled room. It looked maybe like a Subway or something, but it didn't have any Subway signs, and it was really, really clean. And there was a little girl with like a yellow dress standing next to him. And I was like, is that foreboding? Is that a game that's coming out with Keanu in it? What is this thing? I don't know.
He's in demand.
He is. But it was something I didn't recognize. If somebody else knows what that is, let us know. But I have no idea what that picture was. And I haven't heard of a Devolver Digital working on a game with Keanu in it. The only one we know about is Cyberpunk, so... I found that interesting. I mean, in the Devolver Digital E3 shows, have you ever watched them?
No, I have not, honestly.
They are some of the more over-the-top, ridiculous shows that you will ever see. I mean, it's so bizarre when you watch them. You're like, this is a video game thing? Because it's just out there. You should go watch 2 years ago. Last year was okay, but 2 years ago and the year before that, they're just over the top crazy. Crazy.
I have to check it out.
All right, speaking of crazy things, going to the next one.
Okay, so Ghost Recon Breakpoint is getting a huge immersive update this month. So back when it first launched, they had talked about this immersive mode, which basically took the looter shooter aspect out of the game, so you weren't constantly swapping out, upgrading gear, and it was more focused on tactics. Well, it was supposed to come out, I think, last month, and apparently, according to this article, somehow got forgot. So basically now they're bringing it out, and it's basically the regular mode, which is the standard flopped mode, there's the immersive mode, which is the one I just spoke about, and then a custom mode where you can kind of pick and take pieces and whatnot. But and then there's also a episode 2 DLC on the schedule as well called Deep State. But I'm kind of hoping this helps rectify it a little bit, because I was I know, but I'm just saying I'm hoping. I mean, again, it's a little hope. But, I mean, so you went from the Ghost Recon, one where you're...
Wildlands,
Wildlands, which was hugely successful. Everyone wants to kill narcos. And then you go to this one, which is too futuristic and a huge jump from Wildlands, and it flopped. And they tried to make it a little too Division-y. So, which again was my complaint when we first played it together, was like, this feels too much like the Division. I'm constantly swapping gear, looking at my inventory. And with Wildlands, it was like, oh, I'm going to go get weapons cases. I'm going to go get my weapons upgrades, and that's it. Everything else was just cosmetic. Your cosmetic backpack, your cosmetic headpiece, whatever. But in this one, it's all armor-based, and I really just didn't dig that at all.
I didn't mind that part. Where I thought they failed was not having the squad where you could control the AI members of your squad. I thought that's where they failed, and I think they should have elaborated off of Wildlands and made it where, like, if you and I were playing, you had one AI to control and I had an AI to control, so we still had 4 people. I think that's where they failed in Wildlands. And I don't mind the grind of getting new gear and stuff like that. I did mind the gear score on them, and you not being able to get too high above your score, because that to me is Destiny-ish, and that's what drove me crazy in Destiny. I did not want that. I don't feel you get so much the same. You do in the Division, but it's not so in your face. I mean, you get a weapon.
The new Division's gear system is superb. I like it. I did not like their gearing system at all. I mean, it was... With Wildlands, it was like, okay, I have my standard assault rifle. Now, I could switch between an AK or the standard M16 or whatever, but I didn't have to go, okay, well, if I really don't want to swap this out, but I got a purple one that's something I really don't want to use, then you're getting Division, like, I like the way this one works. When it came to Wildlands, it was okay. This was the M16. This was the AK-47, and the only difference was the attachments. Yep. A bigger magazine, a front stabilizer, suppressor, or whatever, and that was nice. I didn't constantly have to wear gear. Now, the Division's built on that, and that's fine. But they tried to go, okay, Division was successful, and this was successful. Let's make them have a baby, and then you have this, which was a complete abomination. And that's where it completely failed, is keep it, follow Ghost Recon, and stick with Ghost Recon. Stick with the Division and follow the Division path, but don't make them have this weird hybrid baby that just does not work.
I think another place they failed was the story. I think right when you come in and what happens in the beginning and you find yourself by yourself is what took you out of the story. Now you're in this wide open world by yourself, no squad members, nobody unless you have friends to jump online with, and that's just like, well, why would I not just find a boat and try, row off this island? Why would I continue in? What's my motivation here? Get revenge? Yeah. Everybody, so I don't know. There was lots of things they could have done better in that one, and it's I'm glad they're trying stuff, but I don't know if this immersion mode's gonna do much for it.
I don't know. Like I said, they got to try something, but it's that, to me, it's that damn gearing system. I bloody hate that. Hate that gearing system. Let's worry about killing the bad guys and not worrying about getting new gear. That's the Division aspect. Let's keep the game separate. That's why
maybe
each game
the immersion
is
what you're looking for then.
Maybe. But then again, like, I didn't enjoy the story either. I mean, going into cartel country and killing cartel members was fun. That was realistic. That's why I liked Ghost Recon Wildlands. This is too futuristic, like drones, advanced AI, actual light bending, cloaking. Nah, that's a little too. That's more like future soldier stuff, and that I'd play it if that's was what the debate, the premise was, but with Breakpoint, it was the continuation of Ghost Recon, and it just seemed like too far of a jump.
But yeah, the same characters are in it, yeah.
But different voice actors, and he got really ripped from Wildlands to Breakpoint, and his voice changed. He was
in the gym, man. He was in the gym.
I guess.
Taking those steroids.
All
the roids changed his voice.
Possibly.
All right, going on to some more E3 news. I know we got a lot of E3 news going here. Microsoft to have a digital event in place of E3. All right, in a tweet from Phil Spencer, E3 has always been an important moment for Team Xbox. Given this decision, this year will celebrate the next generation of gaming with the @Xbox community and all who love to play via an Xbox digital event. Details on timing and more in the coming weeks. So who knows if they're going to do it on the same week as E3 would have been, earlier or later. What's kind of interesting is Xbox, even though they participated in E3 week, they didn't technically participate in E3.
Nope.
Because they had their own Microsoft Theater that was across the street and they weren't actually in the convention center. I'm not even sure if they had any like playable demos in the convention center over the last couple of years. I think they had it self-contained.
Yeah, I remember.
So I don't know if this is too much of a departure for them. This is pretty much, well, now we're just going to be a digital event, not going to have people in the stands. So,
yeah, it is what it is at this point. So,
yeah. All right, this next one for E3 continuation is
sure.
For you.
So Ubisoft is exploring a stream for what would have been the E3 conference. In a tweet, Ubisoft states the health and well-being of teams, players, partners is top priority. So while we are disappointed, we fully support ESA's decision to cancel E3 2020. E3 is and will continue to be a moment where we come together as a community and share the love of gaming. Like everybody else, we are exploring options for a digital experience to share our news and plans. Stay tuned for more. So, much like everybody else, even I think there's rumbling Blizzard might be doing something where it's a digital experience for E3, which is,
But Blizzard doesn't usually participate in E3.
They usually have some sort of updates at E3. It's not like they're never there. They're always there. They don't just not go to gaming conventions.
I thought they say
they go to PAX. No, they go to PAX and all those other ones. It's just their culmination of the year is always BlizzCon, their own event, but they go to PAX and E3 and stuff like that. It's just they've always announced something, whether it's big or small at E3. So at least from what I can remember, unless I'm smoking crack, but I mean it's one of those where like I remember them.
I've never been to one of these conferences live, so I don't know if they have a booth or
I was hoping like next year could be the year that we could have tried it, but it's not going to happen this year.
Nope, and hopefully E3 continues so that we do get a chance to do that and knock it off our bucket list.
Yeah,
it's kind of a shame. So speaking about Blizzard, Overwatch Season 20 and Diablo 3 Season 20. So Overwatch Season 20 began on March 5th, the same day that Season 19 ended, and Diablo 3 Season 20 started March 13th.
Yep.
What's interesting about the Diablo 3 season, and I don't remember what it's called, but what they're doing is, like in the Kanai's Cube, you have your weapon slot, your armor slot, and then your accessory slot. You can put whatever you want in any of them now for this season.
Really?
On the the seasonal character. Yeah, not in the
Wow.
Yeah, so that's their theme. I don't know what that's going to do for the meta of the games. I'm sure there's going to be some really wild builds with that taking place, but
So a warrior using demon hunter gear? Weird.
no, just in the Knights Cube.
Oh, in the Knights Cube, okay.
So instead of just having to pick a weapon, you can pick 3 pieces of armor if you wanted. So, like the weapon, you'd have to pick from all the weapon, abilities, affixes, whatever you want to call them. And you have to do the same for those. But now you can mix and match however you want.
Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. I'm curious to see how that's going to play out.
Yeah, I've been playing a little bit of that. I don't know how much I'll get into it because there's just not enough time in the day. But I wouldn't mind getting a build up and maxing out and start pushing some greater rifts. But who knows if I have time.
I mean, if that's something you want to do, I'm working remote due to this, so maybe this is something we could work on a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind starting a character on PC. I've been playing on Xbox, but yeah, PC wouldn't be bad. Maybe we could get somebody to PL us up to max level and we could start working on things.
Sure.
But, yeah. I don't know. There was no releases for the week that I felt like were worthy of bringing up, so...
And since we haven't done this in a while, totally forgot that Epic was usually what I Epic and look here real quick.
Well, I guess the exception being Doom Eternal, right?
Doom Eternal, but I mean, it is what it is. So
yeah, that's coming out on the 20th, so 5 days from now.
Yes, sir.
And it's coming out on
Friday.
Yep, PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 5, of course. Is Switch getting a version?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if that's coming out on release or not. But go ahead with the Epic.
So it looks like Anecdote 2 Return to Dust. I have no clue what that is. Free now until March 18th. A Short Hike, free now till March 19th. And then Mutazone, which is free now until March 19th. And then coming out next would be the Stable... I don't no clue what this is. I have to look at it. But and then going back, and also Watch Dogs. So they're releasing Watch Dogs for free.
The original one with
yeah, the one I really enjoyed. So head on over, get your free games. I always get them and grab them, even though I don't always play them. But it's free game.
Build up that library.
Yeah, pretty much. But I do apologize for not being able to do the show for a little bit. It's just life, life happens, and I had to try to get some work stuff done.
Well, that's just the way it goes. And
but now I'm hoping. I got some downtime to get caught up and get some videos out. I know I've been talking about doing lore videos, and I really want that passion project going. So yeah. That's some of the stuff on my list to work on here.
Yeah, maybe do like a first impression for Doom Eternal if you get it. You don't have to do like a full Let's Play, but if you wanted to do like your first hour worth of playing.
Yeah, no, I mean that's something that I could definitely do with what's going on right now. It's definitely looking forward to it. But there's so much going on right now. Like I'm just trying to finish up Warlords of New York Vision. Like I got the last part done. Now I got to go after Keener. Got to get you caught up in it. Start working on the Hunter masks, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
I don't even know all the stuff I can do in Division 2, to be honest with you, because I don't follow all the little things that everybody posts.
Well, we could always work on like getting the Hunters, which I like killing Hunters when I can, and having two of us kill a Hunter is a lot easier than me doing it by myself. As we saw last night, those weren't even Hunters that came out and kicked our asses the first time around.
Yeah.
Those were just brutes with nail guns and a riot shield.
Yeah, but we got it done. We got it done.
We had to split up. We tried to do it, and the first time it was bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and I actually enjoyed that complexity that we had to split it and then, figure out how we were going to attack it. It just kind of sucked that they took my level in your session. You know what I mean? Right? So they were like, oh, well, he's half geared up, and this guy, he's halfway to max level. Let's just throw level 40s at him and see what happens.
Roll them dice, baby. Yeah, we need to do some more streams for that so we can get through that. Because I definitely don't want to do it if it's not on the channel. At least the main story bits. We could do the side stuff, or if we wanted to maybe record the masks and do a guide for that, we could do that. However we wanted to do it, but yeah.
Yeah, well, there are videos out there on how to do the mask. My thing is, what I want to get is what I want to get is us completing the mask. Like how to unlock it. It's like, okay, go here. We can do it, but I'm just using someone else's guide to make our guide, and so on and so forth. Like somebody already figured it out. Yeah. I just want to go, okay, this is how we approached it, because there's a couple of them where you have to fight like 2 hunters, and like I said, hunters can hack your turrets. They can, seeker minds can be, turned against you, all that stuff. So it's one of those things where it's like, I'm looking to, see how we can do that, being that we have 2 completely different play styles. So
yeah, I'm more of the stay back, snipe headshots, and
yeah. Well, like I said, I had a bunch of gear in my bag, so I went to the workbench and started reverse engineering a lot of my old gear to get, health regen, armor, health. If I had to go, okay, because all of my stuff right now is all like weapon damage. Like I am completely pegged out one-way weapon damage, so I can shred some people, but when they start focusing on me, my armor melts. So it's one of those where it's like, okay, when we start doing this harder stuff, I'm gonna have to rework my stuff for my play style. But when I solo, I can usually figure it out.
Yeah, it works for you, and I think my play style works for me. I don't know if I'm going to keep going with that. What do you call that thing I put down the heel? It's
that's a hive.
A hive, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to keep that or if I'm going to go back to the other one. I think the other one was a better healer, but
so what you're going to need to do with your gear is basically put on the little battery logo on all your gear, because
scale up
it up to 6. So we're like mine, I have no scale. All of my stuff is level 1, but if I were to scale it all up, I'd have to take off all my weapon damage and do that, because you can go each piece of gear, you could put that on it and level up your turret to level 6, which in theory should shred some armor pretty good, or your drone, if you had the right mods on it, could shred armor as well, or your seeker mine, or again the healing hive would heal better, and quicker. So again, it's just something we got to play with and do more of. Like hopefully we can get in there later after dinner. I'd like to play a little bit more.
Yeah, if you're up for it, I wouldn't mind doing that. Maybe a couple hours.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So all right, I don't have anything else. Did you have anything else?
No. Again, it was good to get back into the show. A couple people have pinged in the our Discord. Guys need to do a show, and I was like, "And ask and you shall receive."
Here you go.
Do a show today.
Here's
so join us in the Discord and keep in contact with us. Would be great as well.
Yeah. The more we know that what you're looking for, the more we can provide that content. So definitely.
Yeah. It also helps me work on it, because I'm not as good at it. I mean, I do a lot of Let's Plays, but I gotta change, maybe stream more, because I play a lot of The Division and stuff like that. So I think that's better streamable. I think that's than doing it record and then really So
yeah, it's it really depends on your style. I mean, it takes a while to get used to doing Let's Plays and keeping a conversation going that's entertaining by yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's
And that's
not
been
an
my
easy
thing, 'cause-
skill.
Well, for me, because it's like as soon as I get like 4 guys in there, it's like everything just tunnel visions, and all of a sudden I'm trying to kill, and then everything over here is like, you know, you could be talking to me, but I'm just like doing my thing, you know, and it's not worked out so well. So I gotta get better at that.
Did you ever go back and look at any of my earlier Let's Play videos?
Yeah, I did, and I'm like, well, that's basically where I'm kind of at now. I don't talk, I just play.
So
You know, and then,
if
yeah.
I can do it, you can do it. You just gotta
Yeah.
work on it. If you really want it, you gotta work on it.
Yeah. You know, like I said, I prefer like this platform where we're banter back and forth, streaming together. But you know,
Oh yeah, it's a better platform. I get that for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I used to do is I used to actually watch my videos and be like, okay, I got really quiet for about 5 minutes there, and be like, I can't be doing that. That's not good. So I would actually criticize my own videos.
okay,
To try to make them better. So, and I would also watch other people and see how they did things and whatnot, and say, okay, I don't want to be over the top like PewDiePie or whatever, but
God no.
watching
I
how
like
he
that guy
does
at all.
things. Well, yeah, but watching how he does things, and he is entertaining. He's got 100 million viewers, right? So people like him. So what's he doing to get that? You don't have to be the personality, but what is he doing if you break down the essence of the things that he
Yeah.
does? And then, then that can kind of make you better. I mean, maybe he's not the greatest example, but watching other streamers that maybe that you would like to be like, that might, or you
I
Let's
want to be
Players.
like me, man. I don't want to be like anybody else. I want to be me.
I know. That's always what I strive for too. But
Yeah,
you gotta-
I get it.
So,
So hopefully we can get on and do some more here later. But yeah, it was good getting back into the show, getting back into the routine of diving through the news, pulling out the good stuff, and throwing the other stuff to the side.
Yep. All right, so I'm gonna let you go get some dinner, and just hit me up if you still want to do a Division 2 stream later. We'll do that.
Sounds good. Sounds
All right.
good. Hopefully you guys join us.
All right, until next video, take care. Bye now. Static Buzz and Oz, we're out.
See you later, guys.
All right, let's hit some buttons here.